doing a remake of a sunflower soap that I try to make every year. This is a fun flower soap to do and a really great fragrance. So the sunflowers, this is a melt and pour glycerin soap, and I use a detergent-free base. I have a goat's milk base along with a clear one that I put on top. I've done most of these because it takes a long time. This is not something that I can do in 20 minutes and be done. So this is something that actually takes me several days to make. And once I actually get to the main part of the soap, that goes pretty quickly. So I've got 3 different sunflower molds that I use, and I'm going to be making 30 soaps. So this one wasn't so bad. This one just 2 batches because it holds 15 of the sunflowers, and then the other ones do take me quite a bit longer because I only have 2 molds and I just have 4 little sunflowers. So this, I poured in some of the extra. This actually looks kind of pink. I had used a copper mica that usually is a really pretty color, but see how it kind of turned pink there? It's a good little accent color. I didn't want to use too much mica, but this is what that sunflower looks like. I'm actually going to melt this down to use in the smaller ones, and these are a couple that I did. I try to do a little bit different on each one I make, just to have some fun little designs. So each soap, is going to have 3 sunflowers. So it'll be a circular soap, and I'll have 3 sunflowers of different sizes. That one does look a little bit more like a daisy, but people don't seem to mind. They're still pretty flowers. So I'll have a little bit different ones in each of the molds, and again I'll have those 30 molds. So let me unmold these real quick, and I'll make one set just so you can see what I do. I do use a pipette. I've got different colors in there, and for these I put the brand in the middle and a little bit of the brown on the flowers, and then same thing on the smaller one. This, I only have 4 sunflowers. The other ones are like, there's a rose, not quite sure what that is. But there's some different flowers on there, just the 4 sunflowers in this little pretty mold. I've got, I think, 1.5 more sets of these to make and 2.5 more sets of those to make, and then I will be done making the small ones. So let me melt these down. I'm going to fast forward through this part. Then I melt these down, use the little pipette to get the middle part. And this time I'm actually going to do 3 different colors. I'll do the yellow. Let's find one. Hopefully you can see this, but there's a little bit of the pinker color on the closer flower petals, and then I did the yellow. So I'm going to do kind of the opposite of that. So these, maybe you can see that. Actually, that should be a good one. So I'll do different colors on the flower petals to give it more dimension. So I'm going to melt those down and fast forward through that, and then we'll come back when I have them all done for making of the rest of the soap. The base I'm going to use kind of an olive green. I think that looks really pretty against the yellow. The fragrance I'm using is Sunflower from Brambleberry. They have a new one that's Sunflower and Sandalwood. I haven't used that yet. This one was discontinued. It did not behave well at all in cold process, but it does behave well, obviously, in the melt and pour. It does discolor. I don't know if you'll be able to find this on a D-Stash group anymore, but once this is done, I will be switching over to probably that Sunflower and Sandalwood one because that one's supposed to behave well. So let's go ahead and get started.